Happy Easter, everybody, and welcome back to a new video. I am Pat from Pat's Path Predictor, and before we get into the video, I just want to say that I know I've been off for the last few days. I was spending time with family, had one of my friends over and everything, so I just was spending some time with them, spending time with my family, all that, since it is Easter and all that, so yeah, thank you guys for understanding and standing by. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into the video. Okay. Alright, so this is the situation we are dealing with right here. As you can see, there is an enhanced risk right here for parts of Louisiana and Mississippi right here, including Alexandria, Monroe, Ruston, Nicholates or whatever, and Natchez, Mississippi. So, if I pronounce these wrong, please excuse me. I am sorry. A slight risk. They've now issued a slight risk for parts of San Antonio and Austin, which is kind of interesting, as well as slight risk for this area into Alabama, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi right here. So yeah, this is an interesting scenario going on right here, because this was a slight risk yesterday. They just issued it as an enhanced risk, and I'll explain why right now. A tornado threat, that's not the reason. There's a 5% risk within 25 miles of a point right here. The wind threat doesn't answer it because there's 15% within 25 miles of a point. The 5% expands all the way from South Carolina down to Texas, so there it is right there. But the reason they issued the enhanced risk is because of the threat for large hail. And not just large hail, very large hail. There, as you can see, there is a 30% risk of 2-inch hail or more within 25 miles of a point. So yeah, that's what warranted this risk getting extended, as well as the 15% is all in the hatched area. Both of them are, so we know there's a greater probability of 2-inch hail there. So yeah, that's the situation we're dealing with. So let's go ahead and dive right into the synopsis. There is an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms in northern Louisiana and into southern Mississippi. There is a slight risk of severe thunderstorms in southern Texas. Summary: large to very large hail, damaging wind gusts, and a few tornadoes are possible over parts of the lower Mississippi Valley Central Gulf Coast region today into this evening. Severe damaging hail will be the main threat, along with thunderstorms over parts of South Texas. So that's it right there. The synopsis: a low amplitude trough is noted in the mid-morning water vapor imagery translating eastward across the plains. An embedded vorticity maxima shortwave is noted within this trough moving across Kansas with a broad swath of subsidence overspreading the southern high plains. Ascent associated with this feature is already overspreading the southern plains, lower Mississippi Valley this morning into with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms noted across southeast Oklahoma, within the vicinity of the diffuse surface low ahead of a modest cold front. This activity is expected to increase in coverage and intensity through the afternoon as it propagates along the surface warm front draped to the afternoon, as it propagates along the surface warm front draped into the southeast into the lower Mississippi River Valley. I know I read one of those lines twice, so please excuse me for doing that. The surface cold front will continue to push through the southern southeast Texas and will be the impetus for isolated thunderstorms this afternoon. Lower Mississippi Valley. A moist air mass is already in place for parts of Louisiana and southern Mississippi this morning, as dew points are in the low 70s. Now, low 70s dew points, like that by itself, is already moist, very moist. And basically, we'll look into the HRRR model later, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. But yeah, we already have very moist air. Morning soundings show this moisture extends up to 1 kilometer with a 7 degrees Celsius per kilometer mid-level lapse rate. So yeah, the moist rate is already at 7. The dry rate, for those of you who do not know, the DALR, or the dry rate, is around 10, or about 9.8 to be exact, but about 10 degrees Celsius per kilometer. The moist rate's is already at 7. So yeah, that's generally not a good sign right there, because there is that window of unstable air right there. So yeah, that's what we're dealing with. With temperatures in already warming up to the upper 70s amid a broken low-level cumulus. Any lingering inhibition will likely erode by early afternoon with widespread 2,000 to 2,500 joules per kilogram CAPE values. Now, this is the Hermile right here. We're going to go ahead and go over this real quickly because already we can see up to 3,000 joules per kilogram. This is the 15Z run, which is about 10 o'clock this morning. So, yeah. As you can see, this whole area cracks 3,000 joules per kilogram right here, and there are areas here that crack over 4,000. Like, look at this right here. This is 22Z, which is about 5 o'clock. There are areas that there are areas that crack 4,500 with this. So, yeah, I will be keeping a very close eye. The CAPE is there, the moisture is there, the lapse rate is there. So, yeah, we could see a lot of hail with this. Nevertheless, but yeah, we're seeing widespread of 3,000 to 4,000 joules per kilogram of CAPE. I wouldn't say 20 to 2,500. I mean, the widespread is this is very widespread, but we're seeing a very concentrated area of 3,000 to 4,000 joules of kilogram of CAPE right here. You can see there's areas where it cracks over 4,000 in some areas. Like, there was an area that cracked 4,500 as you saw, but yeah. I thought I'd show you guys that. 12 UTC soundings all showed longitude hydrographs with effective bulk shear values of already near 40 knots. The increasing upper level winds attendant to the shortwave will boost deep layer shear further across the lower Mississippi by mid-afternoon. The kinetic profiles will support supercells, but storm motion along the warm frontal zone will likely favor a mix of quasi-discrete supercells to one or more clusters that may elangitate into a more organized linear mode. Nevertheless, the favorable thermodynamic and kinetic environment will be supportive of damaging winds and large to very large hail, particularly across north-central Louisiana into southwest Mississippi, where the potential of more discrete modes and of the edge are best instability is greatest. A tornado threat will exist along the warm frontal zone of the low area, with varying wind profiles supporting ESRH values near 100 to 150 meters squared per second squared. So, yeah. Just in English, what this means is that we're looking at a very conducive environment for severe weather today, as well as an especially large risk for hail. As you can see with the CAPE values, they're cracking 3,000 to 4,000 right here. There's areas that crack 4,000. We're seeing a huge area that breaks 3,000. So, yeah, if that cap is weak enough, that CAPE can overcome it and break it. So, yeah, that's the situation we're dealing with. And we'll go ahead to South Central Texas, where Austin and San Antonio is under that slight risk. So here we go. Isolated thunderstorms are expected to develop along the surface cold front as it moves into South Central and Southwest Texas this afternoon. Mixed layer inhibition noted at the 12 UTC RAOBs, will likely linger through the mid to late afternoon with gradual erosion due to the morning status of the region. Glancing ascent from the passing wave of the north, combined with the lift along the front, should be sufficient for a handful of elevated, isolated cells late this afternoon. Forecast soundings show straight longitude hydrographs with the strong effective bulk shear will support the potential for large to very large hail, as well as damaging winds. With confidence in this potential remains highest across the I-35 corridor in south central Texas, the environment is supported for severe convection along the Rio Grande Valley through East Texas. So this is what they're talking about right here. We could see some large to very large hail, particularly in this area in central Texas right here. So yeah, that's the situation we're dealing with right here. I'm going to keep a very close eye on this enhanced risk area right here. They did not issue this. They issued this morning. So yeah, I'll have to keep a very close eye on this. But until that time, that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps me out and it helps me make more videos like these. It also helps the public and gets them more engaged with weather. And before I go, I want to say Happy Easter to everybody. If you're in any of these storms, stay vigilant. Stay vigilant through the afternoon. I'll be keeping a close eye on this. And for everyone else, Happy Easter. Have fun with family. Have fun with friends. Eat lots of ham, whatever you're going to eat. And until the next time, guys, stay safe.